So, to update on the Sean Diddy Combs criminal and civil lawsuits, apparently he's now facing an additional 120. Well, it depends on who you talk to because some people are saying he's facing an additional 120 lawsuits, civil lawsuits, in addition to his criminal case, and others are saying that the number is more in the thousands. So you have major publications like Variety and, just many, many publications talking about these additional lawsuits, and they are expected to be filed in New York, Miami, and LA. And so you have this lawyer um, in Houston where they said that all of these suits are pending. And some of the victims is that are as young as 9 years old, if you can believe these stories, right? It says the attorney is Tony Buzbee, and he spoke with the Washington Post about a wall of silence that he says is now broken, and that, all of these lawsuits he claims will be filed. He hasn't filed any as of today, but he says that there are equally male and female victims that range from the ages of 9 to 38 at the time of the incidents, right? So, fully 25 of the victims were minors at the time of the alleged acts, and a few of those victims, not all, a few of the victims have spoken with the FBI. According to this article in Variety, the assaults go back like 30 years, starting back in the 90s and continued up to 1 year ago. And half of the victims apparently filed police reports and others sought medical attention, right? Many said that they were drugged, if not all were drugged. And a horse tranquilizer was found in the drug tests. Isn't that interesting? And furthermore, this Variety article says that Buzbee, the attorney Tony Buzbee, claims that he received 3,000 responses after issuing a call to victims. So he's trying to get victims. I don't know if it's only in the US or if he'll go abroad to like England, France, Australia, wherever else they can find people who are going to, come up with some charges against this man. Um, what do I think about all of this? Well, I think if anyone was genuinely assaulted by the defendant, that he or she deserves justice, right? If these are true. However, you know, it just seems to me that this has indeed become a circus, a media circus. I mean, if you're going to come up with 1,000 people claiming this man sexually assaulted, I mean, he has one, you know what I mean? So that's a lot. I mean, even for him, right? And you just have a lot of bandwagoning, it would appear to me. And I would assume that at least some of these people are not telling the truth. That's just my first instinct because it's just so much. I mean, it could be that we have this serial monster on our hands that nobody has ever, filed a criminal suit against until the tape of him beating Cassie dropped, which is very peculiar. It's very, very peculiar because I think that if someone physically assaults another person, especially in that way that we're talking about, the first instinct I would think would be to go to the police, file a police report, bring a criminal case against the defendant. And then once you finish that and you've won that, or whether you win or lose, then you think about going to the civil route to get money. Here, it seems like you have thousands of people who are responding to a call by a lawyer. Thousands of people. He said 3,000 people responded after he issued a call. Come on, people, come. We want to sue this guy. 3,000 responded, and of that, he only got 120 credible cases. And, emphasis on the word credible, because who is the judge of that? Is he the judge of that? He's the lawyer looking to make a name for himself and make as much money as he can. 120 credible cases out of 3,000. Was he the one who personally sifted through all of these responses? Or was it his paralegal? Was it an intern? I mean, how do you come up with 120 credible cases out of this? For me, it's a question mark. And if all of these people were assaulted, why are they not seeking and have not sought until now criminal justice, right? From this perpetrator. This is a perp. This is a monster. He assaulted me. He assaulted my son. My son is 9 years old. 9. And I'm aware that he assaulted my son. And I sit on this and I say nothing about it at all for years and years and years and years and years until this man is accused of beating up his girlfriend in a hotel room, and until an ambitious attorney puts out a call, come on victims, come on down, let's sue this guy. I'm sorry, you guys, but I just am having a really tough time believing a lot of this stuff. To me, it is very much a media circus, and um Combs's attorney, Erica Wolf, said as much. Apparently, she said that as Mr. Combs's legal team has emphasized, he cannot address every meritless allegation in what has become a reckless media circus, right? And that he emphatically and categorically denies as false and defamatory any claim that he sexually abused anyone, including minors. And that he looks forward to proving his innocence and vindicating himself in court, where the truth will be established based on evidence, not speculation. And for me, that's a good response, because this has become a circus. It has become a circus. And when you have an attorney putting out a call for victims and he gets 3,000 people saying this, then he whittles that down to 120. You know that you have a lot of liars out there. And so one of the first ones to be exposed apparently is this porn star, was it? Who accused Diddy of whatever she's accused him of at this point. I mean, the same thing. And she was just recently dropped by her lawyers for, it seems there were credibility issues, et cetera, according to TMZ. It says here that both her lawyers want to withdraw from the case, claiming that she is giving conflicting, the client is giving conflicting instructions to the attorney and make it impossible for the attorney to represent her. And, there's been a breakdown in the attorney-client relationship, and that there's an irreconcilable difference between the attorney and the client, and that the woman's name is Adria. Adria's tone and lack of respect and her continued behavior and self-destructive activities have made it impossible for the lawyer to continue to represent her, right? Because I mean, her lawsuit was considered a bombshell um, back in the summer when it was filed, and she accused him of the same things that he is being accused of by the U.S. Attorney's Office. And people like her would have been, I imagine, some of the key witnesses in the case. And it looks like that she is not being fully honest. It looks like, right? I mean, it looks like. Again, I don't want to pile on to the quote unquote victims, but I don't like liars, right? I don't like liars, right? So this for me is a trigger. You trigger